What if you believed you could achieve any success you've always wanted? What would you do differently? What would you think differently? Thank you for listening to On the Air with Jeannette Seibly. It's your time for success. I'm coming to you from the Mile High City of Denver, Colorado. My focus each week is to share with you success tips, insights, and how to do it that help you achieve the results and successes you've always wanted in your business, in your career, and in other areas of your life. Are you ready to uncover the success you've always wanted? Keep listening and welcome. I trust this podcast finds each of you staying at home and staying well. I understand it's a fearful time for many people, and adding virtual meetings and other things on your plate that you're not familiar with or comfortable with only adds to the fear. And the purpose of this podcast is to let you know that conducting virtual meetings does not need to add to your fear. It's really not that hard as long as you pay attention to the 12 tips that I'm about to share with you. And as always, if you have any questions, please feel free to contact me. The information will be available in the overview for this podcast, 12 tips to get the most out of your virtual meetings. Many of us are now expected and required to rely on virtual meetings for business. It's how we stay connected with our clients, our employees, and our bosses. It's the new normal for how business is being conducted today. But if you're unfamiliar with how to do it, or you lack the skills required to conduct effective virtual meetings, they will be unproductive, time-consuming, and disengaging. And I'm sure many of you have already attended some of those types of meetings, and you don't want to be the type of person who also conducts those types of meetings. While you may believe you are already a great meeting facilitator, others may disagree. And virtual meetings will only magnify these concerns, any of the skills that need to be further developed. Some of you may be self-conscious about your voice or the way you look on camera, and true to my normal straight talk with dynamic results, the coaching is get over it. Everybody has those fears. It really doesn't matter. You already sound how you sound at work or on a phone. Right now is just being transmitted through a online conferencing system. Also remember, this is a great time to blast through your self-limiting beliefs and blind spots. It's a great opportunity to really own that, hey, not perfect, but boy, I'm working on improving. So you're ready for your 12 tips for conducting productive virtual meetings. Make sure you have a paper and pencil or pen available where your fingers are ready to fly on your electronic device. Here you go. Number 1, preparation is the key. It's the critical key. And I know some of you like winging it. However, winging it causes way too many distractions. Important key points or details will be forgotten. Like any meeting, prepare an agenda. Send it out along with your meeting notification and link. Remember to ask for any changes in your email, then also ask again before starting the meeting. And here's why you want to do that. If you don't, you will have a participant who has something they want to add, but because you didn't ask them for any changes, they will stop listening, they will stop participating, or they'll become a difficult team member. Number 2, ensure audio and visual are both ready. Check your equipment and your connections. Make sure they are working before the meeting. And I'm not talking 5-10 minutes before. I'm talking a good hour to 30 minutes before. Why? We want to make sure everything is ready to go so it seems seamless to everybody else joining the meeting. Here's the key. If you don't know how to use your conferencing systems, learn. Practice with a coworker, or here's another idea for those of you who have kids and they need something to do, have them train you on how to use your conferencing system. Again, do this before the meeting, not during the meeting. Number 3, minimize distractions. Working from home, there are just inherently a lot of distractions. These include pets, kids, deliveries, neighbors, etc. Create a workspace that reduces these detractors and ask your team members to do the same. And if you're not aware of what some of those detractors may be, you may want to listen to a podcast I just posted on March 31st by popular request, More Tips for Working from Home. It will provide you ideas and insights into how to set up your home to be more productive. Number 4, visuals are important. So if there are any slides, PowerPoints, or data, send it out with the agenda. Ask somebody who is familiar with a share screen capability to share any information on screen. Otherwise, if you're not familiar with how to do that, you will make the audience wait while you are fumbling around and you will lose them. Number 5, speak clearly. Use a mic and speak slowly since some home connections are limited and you will be hard to hear. Remember, it's critical everyone listens, understands, and participates in the conversation. Otherwise, you will have participants check out while pretending to listen. And this could also include your clients. So again, make sure that you are taking responsibility, that they can hear you and understand you. Number 6, use your business voice when you're interrupted. It's very easy to forget that the tone of our voice is different at work than at home. It's true for everybody. If you don't believe me, ask a couple people. Be aware and breathe before responding to any interruptions. For example, if the dog starts barking at a UPS delivery truck, don't yell and scream at the dog to stop. Instead say, just a moment, there's a UPS delivery truck here and the dog is letting me know. Then resume your conversation after the dog has stopped barking. Don't try to talk over it. It's very distracting and some people won't be able to understand you and you may find yourself repeating information you've already said. Number 7, stay focused. Multitasking is still a myth, just like it was 2 months ago. Reading, emails, or text, playing online games, or having side conversations with housemates is distracting. You cannot listen and do other things at the same time and be productive and effective during your virtual meetings. Number 8, you should expect this, that if a team member is having a difficulty, it does need to be addressed. However, do not address it during the meeting. Instead, do it before the meeting or after the meeting and let them know. Let's schedule some time so that we can talk through this. This will ensure that he or she will be able to stay present during the online conversation. Number 9, listen to the unsaid. It's very easy to hide out in virtual meetings. Nonverbal cues will be difficult to observe. Instead, go around the group and have each team member share ideas or concerns and then address them. Use a note taker for meeting minutes and do not rely on recordings. Speaking about recordings, number 10, using the recording function may be an option if somebody is going to be absent from the meeting. But beware, team members may limit sharing their thoughts and ideas if they know it's being recorded. There also may be some legal ramifications in some states or communities. It's important that you check first. If you are recording, always, always, always let team members know before the meeting starts and who will have access to the recording and what will happen to the recording after the person who has accessed it has listened, and then actually follow through on that. Number 11, I know I shouldn't need to say this, but it's always fascinating to me what shows up on social media. No pictures of these meetings should show up on social media. Remember, this is a business meeting, not a social one. I mean, think back a couple months ago, folks. You would not have posted a picture of you meeting with somebody, or at least you shouldn't have without their permission. Again, just don't do that. Customer's not going to feel comfortable, and it may come back to bite you. And then last but not least, number 12, some of you may have had some questions come up. What I would suggest you listen to, How to Lead Virtual Team Members. The URL for this podcast and article will be posted in the overview for the podcast I'm doing right now, entitled 12 Tips to Get the Most Out of Your Virtual Meetings. I hope that this information has helped you improve your virtual meetings. If you have any questions or you need some of your employees trained, let me know. I'll be more than happy to help. Until next time, I want to thank you for listening to On the Air with Jeannette Seibly. It's your time for success. Tune in next week for more insights on how to achieve the success you've always wanted with my straight talk for dynamic results. Until next week, enjoy a great and successful week.